Hey, howdy, 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 howdy. It looks like, did I do everything right? Yeah, I think so. All right, hope everybody's doing well. I am the same. So I don't know if that's good or if that's bad. Uh, it's going pretty good, Mason. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Let's see. Today, today was a weird day, but like my nephew ran away, but they found him, so that's good. My brother-in-law is in town, but my wife is working, so we're not hanging out with him. I don't know. It's just been an interesting day. I think as soon as I'm done with the live stream, I have to go outside and mow, which is not fun, but I'm gonna do that. And tomorrow is like a holiday here, but I'm gonna work anyway because my family works, and if I don't work, I don't get paid. So I don't know why I would take the day off. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on here. What's going on in the rest of the world? Anything interesting going on? Samples and tests. Hello, hello. Oh, I am printing a little what, manta ray. They're actually kind of cool. I've been trying to find fun things to 3D print, just because I have a whole bunch of filament and just want to keep using my printer more and more. So that's fun. Really, what? So what is the holiday in the UK tomorrow? I have a friend and coworker who lives in the London area, and she's out on a holiday. I didn't realize that it was a bank holiday there, though. What is the holiday? I'm curious. I mean, here it's Memorial Day. I know it's U.S. specific. So anyway, well, that's cool though. So Memorial Day for us is a remembrance of people who gave their lives in the military. Just to bank out, like it's just it's not specifically for anything, huh? That's interesting. I wonder why. Anyway, uh, for most uh, for most Americans, it usually means there's a parade in most towns, and then barbecue on the grill is usually what it means. Because it's also kind of like the first weekend of what we consider summer. It's usually starting to be warm, sunny, and yeah, that's usually what's going on. But just a holiday. So a holiday with no specific reason. That's kind of fascinating for me. That's that's just kind of blows my mind. We don't have holidays that are just just for days off. I mean, they're all very specifically like for this reason or that reason. Like I mean, 4th of July is when we gained or pronounced our independence from those tea swilling folks in the UK. um, so yeah, that's like our 4th of July is a holiday, and then Memorial Day, Labor Day. Oh, I don't even. What is Labor Day? Is that about workers in general? I guess I don't know. And then other things are like Christmas, and we don't have all that many like uh like national holidays. I don't know. I guess that's all I can think of. And New Year's is a pretty big is one of the ones that most people get the day off. But anyway, interesting. I It's fascinating just to have days off. Oh, there is a reason. Okay, fair enough. Well, that's fair. So there's a reason, but um, yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to think of what else interesting is going on here. Not a whole lot. I went fishing for the first time in quite a while, and I caught exactly one fish this big. It was just as big as the lure I was using, so that doesn't really count. Everybody just sees it as extra days off. I mean, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know what the summer or the onset of summer is like in the UK. like if it's a big deal. But yeah, our summer is kind of, it starts with Memorial Day and ends with Labor Day, and yeah, so they're generally barbecue outside holidays. You know, if you're gonna cook on the grill outside, it's gonna be that's pretty much what everybody thinks of with Memorial Day. I mean, also the, you know, remembering the people who gave their lives, but I mean, as far as like a celebration goes, it's gonna be the grilling outdoors uh, type of holiday. Northern Chimp, hello, good to see you. I had a really um, kindly worded request to get Linux Plus finished. So I hope I can do that this summer. I think I have my goal is to get Linux Plus finished this summer. So we'll see how that goes. Um, Still trying to get a hang or a hold of Google Plus, but my first course for not Google Plus, my first course for Google Cloud should be finished for CBT Nuggets this next week. Just the Google Cloud digital cloud leader, whatever that thing is called. That course should be done, and then I'll be moving on to Google Cloud Associate, which I don't know anything about yet. So, but yeah, moving on there. But hopefully, I can start doing Linux Plus too. That's the hope anyway. Anybody have cool plans for the holiday? We're doing, like I said, I'm just working. I'm not doing anything special for the holiday, but apparently there's a holiday over there too. So, anything interesting going on? I have another friend who like they are they're at a beach and doing like it looks like the ultralight flying thing, like when you have like a big propeller, like you sit down and there's like a giant propeller directly behind you and you kind of like fly around on a parachute. I don't even know if that's called paragliding. No, because there's a motor and an engine involved, so I don't even know what it's called, but that's pretty wild, and that's what they're doing this weekend. So I have nothing like that to compare to. Although I have to admit, um, I would do something like that in a heartbeat. I'm also the kind of person who would do um, jumping out of a plane. What is that called? Skydiving. I would do skydiving in a minute. So yeah, I have indicates for the poor bankers. Any extra day I have to spend all their money. Yeah, those poor bankers. Is it trying to fix my outside office from leaking on the door? Oh yeah. Oh, you have to do adulting. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like me. I got to mow the lawn. Leanne King, hey Sean, as far as interesting, take my son to a baseball game today. Oh, very cool. Tomorrow, relax and study, working on the LPI Linux Essential soon. Oh, that is really cool. And a baseball game. That's exciting. The Tigers are playing right now. I know. Just I got a notification. I live in Michigan. I grew up in Detroit, so the Detroit Tigers are my major league team here. But that's awesome. Trying to watch hockey game, the Rangers Panthers on Hulu, and I can only get it in Spanish for some reason. Well, I mean, that is an interesting problem to have, I guess. I don't even know the Spanish word for goal, or I was just gonna shout it. But yeah, you need to watch the game with my son-in-law. He speaks fluent Spanish, so. Oh, looking around, I don't see anything else really. It's been going on, or it's gone on. Still hate my braces. They did break. There's the back bracket is just completely gone now. They clipped it off, and I go in for my first adjustment like the first or second week of June. In which case, I have no idea what they're gonna do. Nice group in Philadelphia, so a Phillies fan. All right. We have minor league here. It's still a good time. It is. I like watching baseball for a lot of reasons. The main reason is baseball is a kind of sport you can watch while having conversations, while doing other things, while it's a it's the laziest of sports to watch, and I mean that in the best possible way. And going to actually going to a ball game is just, I don't know, it's kind of a unique experience. It's just you get to sit outside and watch a game that can be exciting in extremely small bursts and then relaxing the rest of the time. I don't know. I'm a big baseball fan. I think it's just great. And it's funny now they are trying so hard to speed the game up, like this year with the pitching clock, I guess, and stuff. And I understand. I mean, sometimes the games are so delayed that it can be annoying, and they just want it to. I think they want to make sure that the same people who make TikTok and YouTube shorts like popular are interested in a game long enough to watch it, so they're trying to streamline it. But I don't know. Part of baseball's charm that you can do something else while you're doing it. Samples, I can't watch a baseball game by myself at home. Yeah, it really almost demands that you have something else to do while you're watching it, right? And yeah, I just like doing other stuff with it. It's fun and relaxing, and so it's funny. While I like going to a ball game to watch it, I almost, in a way, prefer to watch it at home because if you happen to miss a play, they're going to show the play 3 more times, in slow motion and with explanation and stuff. So it's hard to miss the action in baseball. One, because there's not a whole lot of it, but two, because if something exciting does happen, you'll get to watch it again. So yeah, I just like baseball, and I haven't even seen many games this year yet, and I don't feel like all my life is incomplete because I've missed watching a bunch of games. So yeah, you can be a lackadaisical fan and still get a lot out of it. Anyway, well, Linux Essentials. See, I hope you did well there, Leanne. I do, and hopefully this summer I will get Linux Plus finished, so I'll have that entire course for folks too. I know some people have used my Linux Plus course already to pass the exam, but it doesn't cover everything, so it can't be a sole source of Linux Plus knowledge, but I'd like it to be at some point. So yeah, oh gosh. Now, see, I get that. Okay, Mason, and of course, samples and tests. I mean, baseball being what is it, the American pastime or whatever. I kind of get that feel for most folks who watch football and soccer. It's the kind of thing that you can watch while doing other stuff. Although I have to admit, the team fan camaraderie stuff seems to be a little more intense for football over there. Baseball fans some are intense, but most baseball fans are there for the beer as much as they are for the baseball. Oh, yeah. My experience with football or soccer is pretty much the Ted Lasso show, and I know John Green is a big fan of I don't even know what team. Plow Lane, whoever plays at Plow Lane, Wimbledon. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. We hate each other for 90 minutes. Yeah, I get that. I get that feeling. Leanna, for making learning fun. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm glad to hear that because I'm not good at just teaching a whole litany of boring stuff, which doesn't bode well for the cloud course I'm doing for CBT Nuggets because there's absolutely no demo stuff. It's all just material, teaching stuff. So it's all just slides and my stupid face. So yeah, it's a rough course, but I like I like teaching and trying to make some of the boring stuff fun, because sometimes the boring stuff is fun, right? I mean, in the moment, you can have a whole lot of fun with UEFI or whatever. So, anyway. Oh, it's AFC Wimbledon. That's the team that John Green is all about. And I guess the AFC Wimbledon ladies got promoted this year, which is pretty cool. I don't understand all of the leagues either. I mean, again, my knowledge begins and ends with Ted Lasso. So I understand that there's different leagues and like only a couple get promoted and then some get relegated. But I don't understand how many tiers there are and how it actually works. So, yeah. Also, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to visit the UK someday because the small towns seem cozier than the small towns here. Everything is closer, I guess, there. So, I have no firsthand knowledge, but I know a bunch of people who live there, and they're all pretty great. So, oh, I can't think of what else to talk about. Supposed to occur in the hardware side. Yeah, Linux is not tough. It is intimidating. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, my path to Linux was a little bit unique. You know, it was, I don't know if you read about my car accident or whatever, but I learned Linux because it was all I could afford at the time. But it's not that difficult. It can be intimidating because the stuff you have to learn is not GUI based really, but yeah, it's not bad. At the moment, the UK isn't the best place to visit, mostly cities anyway. Oh, we walk places over here. Yeah, that's the thing too. Andy, I think that because everything here is so, wait, why am I, I'm sorry about that. You guys are looking too close at my face. Because things like cities are spread so far apart, I think here we tend to drive everywhere, even if walking would be perfectly acceptable. We just don't think about it really. Because I mean, if I have to go to the grocery store, I mean, if I had to walk to the grocery store, it would be, like 45-minute to an hour walk. And it's 5 minutes in the car, so we're going to drive to the car, and almost everywhere we need to go is driving distance. So when there are some things that are within walking distance, it just doesn't occur to us, which is, I mean, it seems ridiculous to say, but it just seems to be true. So, Bite Moose, hey, no worries. We were talking about baseball, football, in quotes, soccer, and I don't know what else. Just normal Sunday chit chat. Leon is learning about Linux essentials and taking his son, I believe. I have already forgotten. I'm scrolling up. No, I feel bad. I don't remember. Yes, son to a baseball game. I have 3 daughters, so I always think when I think about kids, I think about daughters. But yes, just play shortstop. Nice. That's it's funny when you watch younger people, I mean especially younger people, play baseball like in school, like high school or whatever. The shortstop and the pitcher are usually 2 things. They're usually the best players on the team, and they're usually related to the coach. The coach is usually willing to coach because they have a kid who's particularly good. And yeah, it's funny, but shortstop is such a critical position that usually the best players are the shortstop and the pitcher, and sometimes the catcher. And then first base has to be able to catch, but apart from that, yeah. And that's really with small schools. I'm sure big schools are different, but my kids we've always lived in small towns and stuff. So Wasn't related to the coach, and I was able to get in the way. Yeah, well, hey, I mean that's cool. Usually, yeah, I mean you have to be able to get in the way and stop the ball. Even if you don't catch the ball, you got to stop the ball from getting to the outfield, and then you have to know where to throw the dumb thing. Because you just don't have time to think. And a lot of times when you're younger like that, you're like, I don't know, where to throw it, and everybody's yelling at you like, throw to first, throw to second. I mean, I'm not going to explain baseball to people who probably know better than me, but that's a that's a tough it's a tough position. So yeah, you got to know your stuff. I mean, every position is important, right? I'm not saying that not every position is important, but usually shortstop is the kid who can play really well because you gotta really have an arm to go from between second and third all the way to first base, which is where almost all the plays happen. You gotta have an arm. So yeah, my daughter, my youngest daughter, was a catcher, and that is tough on knees. That is tough on any even younger people. Being a catcher is just rough on your knees. Oof. My eldest played first base and pitched a little. My middle daughter played center field. But see, when my girls were in school, the school's small enough that everybody had to play every sport, or there weren't enough people to play, and so they played every sport. And I mean, they were decent athletes, but everybody played. So, yeah, or there weren't enough players. Let's see. I would say we don't know about baseball in the UK, but my bad, it's right next to me. Oh, well, I mean, sometimes they're just for protection too, right? I think everybody else didn't want it, so you got shortstop. Oh, well, yeah. So Blight Moose, yeah, just say yeah. It's because I was the best, clearly. Yeah, usually shortstop is the best player on the team. That and the pitcher, and sometimes the pitcher will play shortstop as well because in high school you can't pitch every game. So Mason, struggling like mine to study for Linux Plus, but it's more me than anything else. I just can't seem to stick to it. I get that there's a shockingly large amount of content in Linux Plus. I guess to the Linux Professional Institute, LPIC 1, which is kind of comparable as far as stuff goes. Splitting it into 2 exams, I guess there's an advantage there, right? Because you can only study the first half of the material, and then you take that first exam and then do the second half. But the thing about Linux Plus is that CompTIA is so recognized even by people who aren't familiar with Linux stuff that I think that's in some ways a more valuable certification if you're applying somewhere that recognizes CompTIA by name and wouldn't really know what LPIC was. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. As far as taking time to study, nothing will get you prepared for something quite like teaching. It's like Google Cloud. I really don't want to learn about Google Cloud, but boy, do I ever know a lot about Google Cloud now that I have to teach about it, right? So it's funny. I still don't want to do Google Cloud as a career for what it's worth, which I probably shouldn't say that. That's probably like going against my employer's whatever. But yeah, it's just not my thing so far. I haven't done any of the hands-on stuff. That'll be the next course I'm doing. And the next course I'm doing seems to be like the most common Google certification, just Google Cloud Associate or Engineer Associate or something. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could definitely do it. And you could, I mean, depending, you could also release them if you want. I mean, the world can always use more training videos. Sometimes 2 different people say something, the exact same thing, but they say it just different enough that it clicks with somebody. So do that. That's what I want to throw him under the bus. But one of the other folks who was often here started recording videos, and he didn't actually release them, but started recording videos just to help teach. She's like, yeah, if I know it well enough to explain it, then I know it. So, yeah. If I'm getting enough time for one part to go in and stick between the ears is a tricky part. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you there. I don't know. And I've done Linux Plus and LPIC 1 so many times over the years that I kind of often forget just the massive scope of what it really covers. I mean, it really covers a lot of stuff. And especially when you don't do a lot of that stuff frequently, even if you're a full-time sysadmin, there's so many of those things that you don't do regularly that it's tough. Mason, yes, the LPIC 1 is 2 exams and Linux Plus is 1 exam. And the funky thing is, I've said this, and so Linux Plus, they used to just farm out to the Linux Professional Institute. So maybe 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. If you went to get Linux Plus certification from CompTIA, you took the LPIC 1 exams, and then you got the Linux Plus certifications. You could, if you like signed up properly, you could get both certs by taking just those 2 exams. But then CompTIA decided to split away from the Linux Professional Institute, and then LPIC 1 became a different exam, and it's just 1 exam. But the 1 Linux Plus exam costs about twice as much as each LPIC 1 test. So I mean, cost wise, they're still about similar. But yeah, it's split in half with LPIC 1. So. Oh, so my wife. Nobody's asked about my wife, but I'll tell you anyway. Yesterday we went on a hike for the first time since her multiple surgeries and recovery. It was like a 2-mile hike. It was through the woods. It was, I mean, there was, roots and stuff. It was a dirt path, a dirt path through the woods and roots and slight inclines and stuff. But she did a 2-mile hike, and she was sore afterward, but not injured, I think is a fair thing. Now, unfortunately, she has to work all day today and be on her feet all day today because it's a holiday weekend, so it's super busy here. But she did well. She was able to do the hike, and it went well. We expected her to be kind of sore, and she was kind of sore, but not necessarily in a concerning way, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. So that was nice. Trying to think anything else. I am exhausted today for some reason. I don't know why. But I don't know. This might be one of those weird weeks where I just don't have anything to talk about because I'm so tired. But yeah, 2 miles, it can be tough. And I mean, Leon, I don't know that you've been with us long enough. My wife had 3 surgeries. She had surgery on each of her heels because of a genetic defect that tore apart her Achilles her whole life. But then when she was just about finished with her second one through physical therapy, her Achilles tendon ruptured literally through the back of her heel. I mean, a bloody, gory mess. It was disgusting. So she had to have another surgery, a 3rd surgery that was unexpected. And now she's to the point where she's walking again in just shoes with no, boots or anything like that. But this is the first time she's been out walking apart from just like back and forth to the car or in a grocery store or whatever. We went on an actual hike. And so, yeah, it was kind of a big deal. And it went well. Yeah, progress is always good. Yeah. We hope by the end of the summer that we can do hikes like that without her being sore afterwards. But I mean, a long hike, I'm sore afterwards sometimes. So yeah. And we got to go with my granddaughter yesterday. She went on the hike with us. We didn't think the stroller was going to work, but it would have. So hindsight's 2020. We should have taken the stroller. But she just rode on my shoulders most of the time. She walked a little bit, but I mean, she's not even 2 years old. So that was slow going when she walked. But But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And any other topics we want to talk about? I mean, goodness, I'm tapped out, and it's only a half hour thing here. Might end early, and then I just have to talk to the dog, I guess. I don't even see a topic I could bring up here. Oh, let's see how far I have to go in my 3D print. I could show you the mantis before we go, depending. Oh no, there's still another over a half hour to go. Let's see. So yeah, they are. Leon, yeah, they are and they aren't. It's just artwork. It's just art hanging on the wall, but they are Atari cartridges that it's a picture of like most Atari games that are like. I mean, I know there's actually like 509 official Atari games, but yeah, it's stacks of Atari games in the background. Good catch there. Bite Moose. Bowling fan? No. I'm not. Why? What makes you ask about the bowling? That's an interesting question. Hey, Linux guy. Yes, and actually I did remember you too. And nope, I don't have. So Linux guy has sent me a couple Linux mugs over the years, and I still use it frequently. The one that I have, the first one broke, but the second one I still use it regularly, man. I really do. Oh, the bird cam hasn't been live. Dang it. Let's fix that together right now. Do 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 do. Actually, how do I even get to that? It's been so long ago. No machine? Is that? Yeah, I think that's probably how I connect to it. I lost my mouse. Why can I not? Oh, there. Okay, Arlene. Oh, Bite Boost. Oh, yeah. I haven't bowled much in my life, but oh, dang it. Okay, let me switch so y'all can see what I'm distracted with back here. I don't think it shows any passwords or anything, so yeah. Too many monitors. I keep losing my mouse. All right, let's see. Welcome. There we go. All right. So this is my bird cam. Oh, it looks like the problem is OBS quit. It isn't the, well, while we're here, let's might as well just update the whole thing, right? So yeah, this is I have a computer in my closet. It's a physical computer. It isn't it's not a virtual machine. It's an actual physical computer. And I have everything just timed, like automated with Home Assistant to start and stop the live stream. But yeah, if it crashes, then it's not any good. What camera is actually, is it this camera? Yeah. Yeah, it's if OBS crashes, it's not going to live stream. Thank you for letting me know. I just, it's one of those things where I don't get notified when it doesn't work, and I just never think to look. But you probably the daily updates are still happening. That's or like where I do the like a compilation of the day's videos. Those were probably still updating. All right, let me get my mouse back so I can get back to the chat window. Would I ever do a tour sometime in my office setup on what you use? Mason, yeah, you know, it's funny that you say that. I've done that a bunch of times over the years. I don't even know if they're still on YouTube, but it changes. So yeah, I would absolutely do that. Do you mean like physically tour, like, oh, this is my 3D printer, this is my wireless scanner, this is my printer, this is my my recording station for CBT. This is my recording station for personal stuff. This is the software I use. You mean all those things, or just software based tour of everything that I do? So all the above. Yeah, I could definitely do that. That would be fun. And actually, I just straightened up my office a little bit yesterday, so I'm getting close to where I wouldn't be so fully ashamed of it. Oh, that's cool. So the Mrs. still has Atari 2600 with the original games. That's cool. I don't. No, I don't think I have. So I don't have an original Atari 2600. Um, I do have one of those like remake ones of it, but I don't have an original one. I have a lot of original hardware, but I don't have one of that, unfortunately. But what are the re? I don't remember what they're called, but you can get they made a bunch of different Atari 2600 remakes that you can plug into a television. Uh, Let's see. My favorite Linux distro. My favorite Linux distro hasn't really changed. Um, I generally install Ubuntu Mate, which is, in fact, that's what this is right here. My bird cam, which I guess is finished, so we can reboot that. Uh, um, I like Ubuntu. I don't care for the default Ubuntu interface. Ubuntu Mate is like it's a GNOME 2.0 looking interface, which is just what I prefer, like GNOME 2. So something like Cinnamon I like, but Mate just seems to be packaged well. So yeah, that's usually what I use. But I also really like just plain old Debian. Like right now, I don't have either one of my recording stations running pure Debian, but I have in the past, like part of Linux Plus even was done when I had Linux as my main desktop, and it was running just straight up Debian. In fact, when I run it with Debian, I like a really simple desktop manager. Like I used XFCE, no XF, no IceWM. IceWM is what I used, which is old school, I know, but IceWM is my preferred window manager on Debian if it's going to be my desktop machine. I guess on a laptop though, I really prefer Ubuntu Mate just because a lot of the laptop specific stuff is baked into the Ubuntu distributions by default, so there's a little less work to get them working. So, Linux guy, how's my health? My health is decent. My kidneys are actually doing well. Knock on wood. It's a little bit strange. My kidneys function. I had stage 3 kidney failure, or kidney disease. Stage 3 chronic kidney disease. Let me try this again. And yeah, there we go. We're back. Stage 3 chronic kidney disease, and that's why I went vegetarian, just as a quick way for me to eat less protein, because eating excess protein is difficult for your kidneys. And I was, trying to give my kidneys a break, so I went vegetarian, and it actually made a huge difference. Last time it was checked, my kidney function was checked. It was just below the edge of normal, so it's like not as good as normal, but just barely below, which is kind of awesome, to be quite honestly. Let's see, didn't shut down properly. We'll run it normally. All right, so that is now working. I don't know what that one is supposed to be, but all right. Yeah, all right, that's working. And now let's, all right. Oh, wait, no, I remember there's a script. gonna know that's my. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's really me. Birdtopia. Yeah, that's all my channels. I have a bunch of channels. Okay, and okay, it looks like that part is working. So the thing is, YouTube is really a pain in the butt in that. So I have to open the browser and go to the live streaming page, or it doesn't activate the live stream. But when I do it this way, you'll notice it says a privacy is unlisted. So this script that like opens up Firefox to the proper page so that it starts this, it will then close Firefox. And after it closes Firefox, it connects to my YouTube channel via the YouTube API to change the just created live stream profile from unlisted to public. So after this shuts down, I don't remember how long. I think I have it do it for like 2 minutes or something. But anyway, it will close down Firefox, do that API call in the background, and then it's locked and loaded to start the live stream. There we go. And okay, let's see, abnormal shutdown. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so it looks like it did all of the. Yeah, it looks like it did that. And then at dawn, I have Home Assistant connect to this computer via OBS to start streaming. And so I'll do that now. It'll be late in the day to start, but it should not only go live with the Blue Jay showing us his butt. It should go live, but it also should be public. So, yeah, I guess I have to look somewhere to see if that's the case. Well, I'll probably get a notification, won't I? No, it doesn't say yet, but I don't know. Hopefully it's live. Where can I go? I could go to YouTube, I suppose. Oh, it's live and it's public. Thank you, Samples and Tests. I appreciate that. So yeah, and that's the process that happens. And then, and now when Home Assistant detects that it is sundown, because I mean, that's different every day. So I use Home Assistant to test for when the sun goes down, it will connect to this Arlene computer over the OBS CLI. It has a WebSocket server plugin, and OBS will then stop the streaming. And then at like every day at like 4 a.m., it does that whole reset live stream thing where it starts Firefox to trigger the creation of a new live stream, closes Firefox, and then uses the API to find the most recently created live stream and change it from unlisted to public. And then it just sits there until sunrise. And then Home Assistant triggers the stream to start. So yeah, now y'all know how all that works. And if OBS crashes or if the authentication on Firefox in the browser here loses and I have to re-authenticate, I have to go back in to fix it, and I always forget. This is the second time now that Samples and Tests has told me, so I appreciate that a lot. All right. Where's my mouse? All right. Oh, I'm behind here. All right, let's see. Recently swapped to. I'm catching up on stuff because I was obviously doing other stuff. So, Pro and the updates. Oh, is Ubuntu doing stuff? That's unfortunate. I do remember reading that Ubuntu was doing annoying stuff with like licensing or whatever. I don't have any opinion on it because I don't really know. I haven't noticed that happening, but that's frustrating. Let's see. But shampoo and conditioner, yeah. So I did regreen it just in time to go to Oregon. I just like it green at this point. Although I like to do the like not get the sides green, so it's just like the top that's green. But it's a multi-step process because I have to bleach out my hair before you can tell. Because if I just I did try once to just put green in my regular hair color, and you just can't tell. It just so I have to completely bleach it out and then add the green. So yeah, I just like it being green. I don't know. When we'll be out in public for a show or something. I don't know. To be quite honest, it's been so many years. I thought I might be able to go like to Ohio Linux Fest or something this year, but then my job changed. That was a frustrating thing. I mean, job kind of threw a huge monkey wrench in everything. Now I'm trying to get back up to snuff doing my. I mean, the new job is same as the old job in some respects. It's CBT Nuggets, but the way that we get compensated is so drastically different that I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, or get into the swing of things with the new place. So I don't know if I do get to a show or something, it'll probably start with something fairly local like Ohio Linux Fest. I don't even know if it's called that anymore. OLF. But yeah, that's something that I could really like to, that I would like to go to again. There's also like Scale, the South Carolina Linux Expo, or Southern California Linux Expo. It's usually in the LA area. I've been to that a couple times and I really like it. I had a bunch of friends that went this past time, and I almost went, but it just didn't work out. Partially because of my wife's surgery and partially because of the job thing. But I don't know. I hope soon, and soon being the next couple of years. It could be a Toronto Blue Jay. Yeah, I mean, Toronto Blue Jays, one of our direct rivals as Tigers. You wouldn't think that a Blue Jay could be a rival to a Tiger, but here we are. Oh, Mason, sorry. Yeah, I think samples and tests. I'm sure that is the URL. Like my Linux Essentials course. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, going for the. Oh, good job. Yeah, I wish you luck on the exam, and it seems to cover all the things fairly well. I mean, I went right from the objectives, but I know that people have watched my course and then successfully taken the exam. So I do wish you luck there. And if you enjoyed it, it's either a good sign or a bad sign, depending on how nerdy you want your future to be. Because yeah, I don't know. Linux is a bug that once you catch it, it's just fun to do stuff. Yeah, and Mason. So yeah, this is doesn't help. This is not clickable on the screen, but yeah, that would be the current live stream. And then, I don't know it's probably, I think it's Nerdlingbird. I think it's youtube.com/Nerdlingbirdtopia. All one word, I think, is the actual URL. But, yeah. Yeah. And thanks again for letting me know, because, it's not hard to fix it. It's mostly automated, but two different things happened there, right? It crashed and then I had to re-authenticate Firefox. It used to just be, okay, now I'm going to rant for a second. It used to just be that you would have a stream key on YouTube that was always ready to stream. Like you could have the default stream key, and just like it is with Twitch, you use that key and boom, you go live. But YouTube changed. It is not like that. Now you have to go through all these hoops to get a key active, and like your default key can be active, but you have to open up that browser page in order to make it active. Or you can use the API to create new stream key sessions or whatever, but that's such a pain in the butt. And I tried to do that, and I tried to do everything via API, but there were certain things that just didn't work right. So yeah, so it is what it is. I just do the weird convoluted method now. The OLF's YouTube channel is still the same. Cool. I appreciate that, Northern Champ. Yeah. And I haven't been to Ohio Linux Fest since I keynoted there, and that was so long ago. I think 2019 or something, maybe even earlier than that. Maybe not 2019, 2009, I think. So I mean, it's been a long, long time. Have not done a live stream in months since I broke the power switch on my Linux laptop. Oh, that sucks. So is there no way to turn it on now? Or is it just difficult to turn on and off? Because I mean, just breaking a power switch is, I mean, that's just a kick in the pants because it seems like such a mundane thing, but I mean, I guess it could really make things basically unusable, right? White Moose, are there anything? I mean, what kind of? There's got to be conferences over there. I mean, I'm sure there's like Cisco Live stuff over there, but I'm just not a Cisco guy anymore. And there's so many other Cisco trainers at CBT Nuggets that they all go to Cisco Live no matter where it is. But I mean, there'd be no reason for me to go. It would be, I would not be approved for that. But yeah, it's too bad there's not something. And while I do have an irrational fear of leaving the country, I feel like maybe in a controlled environment like that, especially if there was somebody who I knew that was over there, I'd be a little. I think that's the big thing. If there was somebody that I knew, I'd be a little bit less concerned. I don't know what it is about me and leaving the country. It's just one of my weird phobias. There was about 10 or 15 years ago when Linux was buzzword. Oh, it's done these days. I get that. Yeah, I get that. I just need to somehow incorporate Linux into Premier League football, right? That's the... Oh, it's an old laptop, and I tried fixing the power connector, and I reassembled the power button. That is super annoying. Samples and tests, that is super annoying. Linux guy, the big desktop supercomputer is killed by lightning. Oh, I've had computers killed by lightning, and that just ticks me off. All laptops, please spare motherboard and processor. Oh, that's nice. So I mean, you could hopefully it'll rebuild, and you can get it going, because that is a pain. I have had really nice computers destroyed by lightning, and it's funny. Sometimes lightning will like kill certain parts and not others. Like I've had network cards completely destroyed by lightning. I've had power supplies continue to work, but the motherboard that they're powering get fried, which is just bizarre. Lightning is a crazy thing. Northern Chimp, thank you for checking. Nerdling Birdtopia. There are other Birdtopia channels. Yeah, there weren't when I started, but I know that there are a bunch of them now. Love to go to some kind of Linux show or expo. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure where. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, thanks to this live stream, I now know that Wales is another country. But yeah, I don't know of any Linux. Even back in 15 years ago, there might have been some, but I didn't even hear about them then. I know like Linux World was a thing for a number of years, but it was always in California. Then we had like supercomputing. That was in Texas. There was a supercomputing conference. Now I think probably the best luck I would have would be something GPU related. Like I could see NVIDIA having an AI conference or something like that. Or Google stuff, right? I mean, Google Cloud stuff. Who knows? Maybe they have Google Cloud conferences, and someday if I keep training Google Cloud stuff, I can get sent to there. It's Linux adjacent, so... Audio Amp also died at the same lightning storm. Linux guy, I assume that's probably the same lightning storm. Lightning is crazy. I had a dial-up modem killed by lightning, and the only problem was it wouldn't hang up. I mean, I'm sorry, that's not funny, but it's kind of funny. If it would work, it just wouldn't. Like, could you, like, even if you sent it like the AT commands to hang up, it just wouldn't hang up. That's a funny failure. Texas Linux Fest is still a thing. Interesting. That isn't. I know that there are still a couple regional ones. Like I know Ohio Linux Fest is still around. I think Penguicon is still happening, but that's half science fiction, half half Linux. I wonder, is it still happening? I feel like it's still happening. Penguicon. Penguicon is the one where Will Wheaton was going to battle me at Atari 2600, but then he got sick and couldn't come, so it was just me. And you may find this hard to believe, but Will Wheaton, a little bit more, yeah, Penguicon's still a thing. But Will Wheaton, a little bit more popular than me. And so it was, the event was not nearly as exciting for people. Yeah, so it was me and then just a bunch of other people, and it just turned into an Atari 2600 tournament, and I got eliminated in the first round, so I just left. It was going to be cool. Will Wheaton and I don't even remember how it started, but either I challenged him or he challenged me to an Atari 2600 combat game, combat with invisible walls. And we were just gonna play combat with each other, and I don't remember what was gonna happen from there, but he ended up not coming to the event, so it was less exciting for me. So anyway, I was almost famously battling Will Wheaton, and it just didn't happen. Expo in London 15 years ago. Yeah, I believe that. Wales is very close to England, Chesterfield, that kind of area, an hour or so away from me, Mason. Okay, cool. I have my friend and coworker at CBT Nuggets. She lives, I could say the name of the town, but I don't remember it exactly. It's near London. I think it's maybe 35 minutes away, something like that, from London. But it's kind of just a small town. But I don't even know what that means. Like, if I were to go to the UK, the whole idea of what a small town means there versus a small town here, I just don't even know. The ATH commands wouldn't work. That's so funny. Yeah, I could imagine she was upset if you were tying up the phone line, not using it. So you just had to remember to literally physically unplug the line when you didn't want to go online. That's fascinating to me. And I gotta think it would just be like beep, 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 beep after a while. And, okay. I don't think that my kids understand the different tones you get. I don't even know if they would know what a busy signal meant, which is funny. Dang it is an hour. And I thought I was going to quit at a half an hour. But I don't think my kids would know what a busy signal is versus what a you left the phone off the hook for too long signal is. And I don't think they would know what a dial tone was either. If they heard a dial tone, to me, of course, it means, okay, start dialing. But I don't think my kids would know what that tone meant at all. And that's just so weird to me. I mean, not these kids these days. I just mean it's just fascinating that it's just a whole bunch of knowledge that doesn't translate to them at all. So anyway. London's 4 hours. Okay. Yeah, samples and tests, you're right. Busy signal, they might understand. Of course, they might not understand a busy signal, but I think that one they might, because you still occasionally do get a busy signal. But particularly a dial tone, they just wouldn't have a clue. Why would there be a tone before you dial? Because they dial and then they press connect, or send, or I don't even know what the green phone button is. But yeah, it's funny that I never thought about a dial tone not making sense to somebody, but why would it make sense to them? So anything. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's not very often a busy the one place, and I know I'm out of time, so this is where I'll end because it's a delicious way to end. The one time that I still get a busy signal from time to time is if we order pizza and it happens to be on a Friday night where a lot of people are ordering pizza. Sometimes I'll call the pizza place and get a busy signal. That's about it though. Cause otherwise it usually goes to voicemail, or it just, it's funny. You just don't very often get any of those old phone noises, but a dial tone. So if you have younger people in your life, ask them if they would know what to do if they picked up but they wouldn't even pick up a phone. That's the thing. They also don't understand the concept of hanging up. When you hang up a phone, they don't get that it's because you used to literally hang it up. Back in my day, we had to hang up our phones. Anyway, thanks for being nerdy with me, y'all. And yeah, I'll see you next week. I hope you have a productive week. I hope I have a productive week too. And my goal this summer is to try to finish Linux Plus this summer. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. But it's been so long I can't even roll the thing off my tongue. Learn everything. Do what you love. And most importantly, be kind. I'll see you on the internet, y'all. Oh, how do I end the stream? Dang it, Sean, you made it weird. All right. Bye, everybody. Oh, 2 clips.